Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And also, thank you for being so accessible. You look at your predecessor, almost invisible. You go out and you're on TV, you're on the media to make certain that the American people and you're communicating with us on a regular basis. That's a refreshing change. I just have a question on your many TV appearances. I've noticed that you said that if the Democrats win, they'll do it again. Can you clarify what that means?
Yes, we saw a spending surge during the Biden administration, a blowout spending, and again, the deficit to GDP numbers blowing out, which according to MIT studies, the spending was responsible for the inflation surge. And at the same time, we saw mass unfettered immigration, 10, 15, 20 million illegal aliens coming into the country and depressing wages, taking low-end housing. And a study from Wharton showed that much of the low-end housing inflation, especially in rents, came from the 20 million new arrivals. The law of supply and demand that applies both for housing and for suppressing wages. So I would say, when I talk about that, there will be blowout spending, which will lead to inflation, and then the border will be reopened.
So clearly, this deportation effort, especially the self-deportations, is going to lead to lower housing prices, and we've already seen it, correct?
We have, and rental properties are ranked A through D, and D and C properties, we are seeing a substantial decrease. But what we're also seeing is because of the supply that is coming on, we are seeing a decrease in rents nationwide. As I said earlier, True Inflation, an agency that uses a basket of gathered real-time inflation measures, is now below 1%.
Yeah, and speaking of that, so let's talk about that real quick, because there's things that obviously federal policy impacts. And so an underlying cost to a lot of these key baskets of goods is the price of gasoline. What's happened in the last 12 months?
Price of gasoline is down substantially nationwide, and we expect it to continue going down. Also diesel, which is an input for farmers, for truckers. So energy feeds into everything, whether it is food cost, whether it is manufacturing, and again, more supply and being on the side of the energy industry has resulted in lower prices.
And the same thing can be said about the question you got at the beginning of this testimony about groceries. Eggs is an underlying ingredient in a lot of foods. What's happened to the price of eggs in the last 12 months?
Well, the price of eggs is down substantially. The president had to wear that for a few months, and then the price of eggs collapsed thanks to a lot of measures taken by ag under his direction. But of course, we don't hear about egg prices anymore. I will say, in my hometown, Senator Scott's hometown, I've noticed that the egg surcharge has gone off the menu in the diner we both like.
Right. But there's some things that the federal government can't control, and we had a conversation about electricity prices. What state would you surmise? I'm not trying to quiz you here, but what would you surmise? Which state has the highest cost of kilowatt hour in the country?
California has the highest cost in everything, the highest taxes, the highest homelessness, but
believe it or not, Massachusetts wins this one at 31 cents per kilowatt hour. Ohio's at 17.
Well,
and so a lot of that, wouldn't you agree, Mr. Secretary, that a lot of that is state policies, the policies initiated by those states?
A huge amount of state policy, and whether it's Kathy Hochul, governor of New York, blocking pipeline, whether the decision in New York, they're sitting next to the Marcellus Shale, will not allow gas in, and the pipelines to New England or down from Canada, New England has made the decision to deindustrialize. Even when I was a college student, Connecticut was a hotbed of small manufacturing.
Well, and again, let me just say from an Ohio perspective, we're happy to provide low-cost energy to New England. Would you be surprised to know that Massachusetts also has twice the core inflation as the national average?
I wouldn't, and seeing the statistics for how many people are leaving the state, I understand why.
So in conclusion, you'd like to see states do more of the things that states like Ohio do and less like the things that states like Massachusetts do. And the last thing we want to do is take those policies and make them national. Would you agree?
I agree, sir.
Senator Alsoper.